Ah.
I know.
Yes.
Oof. This is bitter. I'm drinking a Maros tonight.
Sick.
Getting a slow start to everything, you know.
Speaking of slow
Maniacs.
starts,
Yeah. Maniacs, welcome. This is the last podcast for October. It is Halloween. And you could bet your lucky stars we're going to still show up. I'm actually surprised we're all here. This is fantastic. Although I'm jumping out the door as soon as this is done. I got places to be, baby.
You got a concert.
Baby. Maniacs, this is the very best and most delightful video game podcast where your argument is
usually very invalid.
Yeah.
So that's what I hear.
We are still brought to you, I think, by Voodoo Ranger IPA, B Corp certified. Ooh, IPAs from the crazies that brought you New Belgium. And a wide line of IPAs currently pushing that pumpkin like everybody else is. I'll be honest, I've been drinking the Shilling Cider as of late.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty great. And is it Atomic Pumpkin again this year?
Yes.
For Voodoo Ranger? Atomic Pumpkin at your local store that sells beer, or check them out at Drizzly. We had a promo code. We need another one because that was cool.
Well, in my house, we stacked up on them, so we have like 6 of those.
Yeah,
nice.
You got 2 weeks worth.
Yep, stretch them out.
Stretch them out. And that is it. If you are following on Facebook, cool. That's just Saltier Podcast. If you're following YouTube, same. But we're also on. You can interact with us, lovelies, on the Twitch. We are on Twitch TV / Saltier Podcast. And, maybe share and link us any articles you may or may not want us to talk about. On Twitter, we're fairly active on there. Instagram, we have. But what can I say? This podcast don't mess with the meta. Not very much. I am loud. Oh, I should have changed my tag to something spooky, but I am Lucky Bandit, also known as Loud and Brown. And you can find me on Steam and PlayStation at Gross Def for the PH. And we're going to the psychotic substitute teacher above me.
I didn't think she was a substitute teacher.
Oh, I think I think she was like the main teacher.
Yeah, she's science teacher.
Why were they always surprised when they went on a crazy vacation I don't know.
Because children are astonished by everything. Also, I mean, you're going different places each time. Inside the human body, out to space, into the deep sea. The space
prehistoric times.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miss Frizzle, introduce yourself.
Hello, it's me, Sage Bell. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Sage Bell, Instagram and TikTok SageBell_model. Stay tuned for a story that's eventually getting posted on TikTok exclusively over there. So who knows? I stream Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It has been a struggle with the internet. I get about 3 hours in or 2.5 hours in, and the internet starts dropping my stream. So we are going to try some solo gaming, no online gaming. Maybe that will help the bandwidth.
You should fire up some Persona 5. It's on Game Pass.
I don't have Game Pass.
Sage Bell. I'll have to gift you some Game Pass so you can stream you some Persona 5.
I did reinstall, and I'm considering playing, starting from 0, Dragon Age Origins or restarting Dishonored.
I think Dragon Age Origins, because for some reason that game seems to be like kind of trending again. Like I hear people talking about it more and more lately. And I don't know if it's because the voice actress thing, or I don't know if it's because something else. But I'm people at work are talking about it. I've heard it mentioned a few times. So I don't know what's going on, but Dragon Age is trending somehow.
Well, is that voice actress from the Bayonetta involved in Dragon Age, or is there a different thing? Oh, okay.
Yes, I believe she was in one of the Dragon Age games.
So that is exciting.
Yeah. I have never completed the first game. I've gotten reasonably far on one of like 5 characters I've started. So that's why I'm going to try to start a new character from scratch unless I can get the old files to work with it. But I don't know if I have, because it's Ultimate Edition. So I don't know if old game files will work with it.
That's a good question. And it's EA. So who even knows?
Probably not. Well, what do you have down there?
Is that a paddle?
It's my pickleball paddle.
Nice.
This is how they gave it to me. And this is how I decorated it.
For those that can't see, Loudon Brown has a one side it's wood etched, and the other side it's like wood etched and like bedazzled a little bit of a stag. And what are the letters at the bottom there?
CDRD, baby.
There you go.
Always. Crush drinks, ruin dreams.
And slap people in the ass, apparently.
Yeah. That's what else it's for.
It's just for pickleballs. I don't do that.
Is it whatever you call it?
I'm just a little soft boy.
Whatever you want to call it. No kink shame in here in chat.
Hey, I'm not shaming. That just ain't my kink.
And over to the older one over there.
Yes. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet, Sage. I take back your Game Pass offer. Anyway, hi.
I didn't say the how.
Too late. What's up, everyone? This is the Save Rings. ...
Whoa. That is so much louder than I thought it would be.
And it's not even facing forward.
Are you done?
Yeah, Aikachu says spoopy.
I used
yeah.
to leave this in my roommate's bed because it scared him.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, this is the Save Rings ... of Steam, and also on Daddy Elon's Twitter. I am at V-Gaming and Midlife Comics. And on Mama Susan's YouTube, I am also V-Gaming and Midlife Comics. And on the Twitch, I'm just Things Betwixt. And I mean, I really got nothing. I just
that's technically, yeah, Twitch is Daddy Bezo, right?
Yes, that's what it says in the description. If you follow us on Steam or you follow us on Twitter or any of my aliases on Twitter, that's how they're all laid out. Yeah, so it's definitely Daddy Bezos' Twitter or Daddy Bezos' Twitch. I really got nothing as far as gaming go. Very excited because Persona 5 came out. That's one of like 4 or 5 games I would ever own a PlayStation 4 or 5 for. And it just came out on pretty much everything else now. So it's on Xbox, Switch, Game Pass. I would say PlayStation, but that's the only place it was. And it's a third-party game, and they're kind of sitting on it. And they released all the Persona games all around it. Persona 4 Golden, the Persona 4 fighting game, the Persona 5 fighting game. But now, 7 years later, we finally got Persona 5. I haven't installed on my Steam Deck, and I still haven't played it. I will get to it, though, because I'm about 50% through about 4 other JRPGs at the moment.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been kind of a crazy week for gaming and whatnot, so I'm ready to talk about it. What's up, girl stuff?
Nothing. I'm just looking up. Atlas has been around since 1986 from Setagaya, Tokyo, Japan.
Yes, they had games on the NES and the Super NES and the Genesis and all that stuff.
Freaking hype.
Yep. And they have another banger that's about to come out. Tactics Ogre. It's about to finally get a re-release, an updated remaster for all the things, including Steam. That's another classic Atlas game of the N64 fame. So yeah, good time if you're into JRPGs and tactical JRPGs and all that stuff. It's a golden age for that.
It is. It's also a time suck, but in a good way.
Yes. Square Enix looks to change that. That's not on our docket, but I'll mention that later. So what we got going on first?
We'll start off at the top. Once again, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, drink Voodoo Ranger, hashtag drink dangerously. Follow Bonus Round FGC, our buddy Goon's tournament series that we have a very loose partnership with, but every now and then I go over there and help them set up and help do things. And you know, we have people that help start this podcast helping over there. It's all family, man. It's all good. And
yep. What's up, Kachu? Thanks for joining us. We got some more people coming in.
Nice. Good. So we're starting off at the top. I will kick it off with, holy cow, I guess it's me. I put those 2 blue stripes at the top for you to start it, you jackass. But yeah, I guess I'm starting.
You could mix it around.
Yeah,
No,
we could
it's
always
good.
mix it around.
No, we're good. This is perfect. Oh, thank you for going full screen. London with a Y doesn't usually do that. So
Yeah,
this looks so much more fantastic. Play the video, please, please, please. This is
that's because London with
Raffle.
the Y. That's because London with the Y bought a PS5 to play Fortnite. But anyway, I digress.
Man, she really chose to slack off.
Yeah. Is this video not playing? This is Rafflemonger, YouTuber. Great. It's on slow-mo on purpose. He does a lot of, once again, not really a good channel for casuals. He's like game, what's his name? Fighter Theory and Leon Massey. They're all like FGC technical competition people that talk about the game in very deep terms. So this one, he gets down to the nitty gritty on why the Street Fighter 6 beta was so specific.
Best Street Fighter right here. Best Street Fighter right here.
Third Strike. Yes. Some may say people think that Third Strike is a bigger departure from the main line than Alpha was. And as much as they love Third Strike, Alpha should have got the real, mainline title, and Third Strike should have been an offshoot like CVS because the parry system was so different from the other games. But that's
So good.
I know it's so great.
So good.
And they didn't completely commit to only using characters that were
Just
always
using her
developed.
foot.
It was all new people. That's what was so. Hey, Azarious Spades, what's up? So anyway, the long of this video is there are startup frames, usually 3, active frames, which is between 2 and 4, I think, for a throw in this game, regardless of Third Strike hitting 2 buttons or pressing forward in a heavy in Alpha and 2. I do not know what throws were in 1. If anybody out there knows, the only one I played save rings is the one with the big buttons. The punch buttons.
I think the throws and ones were just your standard like forward and whatever the button was, or was it back in something? I can't remember. It's been a while, but I think it was like your standard grab from like Street Fighter 2.
Cannot for the life of me see in my head a Street Fighter 1 throw. Like I can't even see it in my head. But they're saying that even with the different startups and recoveries, it's kind of weird that they're just showing all the throws and not showing the whiffs, because that's what's important is the whiff animation. They were all 24 frames. And it was completely by design. Some of them are faster, some of them are slower, some of them are easier to punish. But Street Fighter 6 will have a 30 frame total for the throws, which allows for, with execution, you can throw loop now. And okay, thank you, Azarious. You can get a throw with a knockdown, jab, and do a throw again, and the recovery from all of that completely resets it. So throw loops are coming back, and they're saying it could be a problem because throws are the worst they've ever been. But because of that timing, like you're basically going to learn how like that setup, and anybody that doesn't understand this concept during this first couple of weeks are just going to get blown up. So there, like look at the bottom. See, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Dude, Kimberly is the hotness. She's so tight. Anyway, look. 4 startup, 3 active, and then the recovery, total 30. So like this kind of data is the kind of stuff that me and my geek FGC fans are wild about. I do not like throws in fighting games being this oppressive. It doesn't make for, see, look at that. That's great. Now you can backdash. I don't like it to go. So Sage and I both know in Tekken, throw breaks, they give you a pretty big window. I think it's over 10 frames to break it. So when you get thrown, you just mash, you throw them off. Like very notably Tasty Steve, when he does commentary, will be like, get off me. Anytime you're watching Tekken Return, get off me. But in this game, it's going to be further on in the video. They will demonstrate how bad throw loops can be, and if you're not holding up, if you're trying to jab them out like this, you could fail. So that sucks. I hope they address it. I hope throws aren't as powerful, because throws aren't fun. Command throws are cool. I like throws as a way to do decent damage when you're new to the game as a punish, or a way to open up someone that's blocking a lot.
Oh man, I do find it hilarious whenever you do a throw break in Tekken, because they're both the characters are like, whoa.
Yeah.
You grab an arm and you're like, whoa.
You see that? You see that, Say Rings? Look at this bullshit. Block, jab, boom. The amount of time it takes the aggressor to reset after the jab, watch, pop, is the exact amount of time it takes to stuff a wake-up attack. So, Sage, you know how people mash when they're on the way up?
Mm-hmm.
The meaty throw will eat that input. That's what I don't like about this. I don't like it at all. Especially if you're trying to open up someone that's blocking too much, them pressing a button is opening it up. I feel like the thing is, after you throw them, you try to make them mash, and then you punish the jab out. That's just my opinion. I'm terrible at fighting games. We can move on to my next topic. Thank you, Save Rings. Because we are in the game that I've always liked and never said anything bad about, not even 4 years ago. You can't prove me wrong. There's no evidence. Overwatch is into playoffs, and I am so happy that after the initial launch of the game, we already have a new meta. Teams are looking more diverse. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the Overwatch League, but Junker Queen and Lucio. Oh, I set a timer on it, but yeah, skip ahead to at least halfway, because this is just preamble. There you go. There were like Sojourn, frickin' and Junker Queen and Lucio were must picks. Every single team had to have them because they were so strong. And
I do
now,
like Kiriko. She's fun. She's hard for me to play. She's not my play style.
They were explaining it, because I was looking on some forums and trying to figure out why I can't really put enough impact on it. And she's designed to be like a mobile Ana. Like, she's designed to be, oh, you got to be able to aim well. It's meant to be a high skill ceiling. So someone like me that plays on pad is going to just suck for a while. But I figured out Ana on pad. And there are hit scan pad players, by the way, in Overwatch. And they do, we're talking like GM level. Like, you can do it. It just takes some work. I'm not saying that's going to be me.
No,
I'm just saying
do you guys remember here on the podcast when I showed that video, or at least I think I talked about it, where I saw a dude who normally plays like shooters, or he like plays like troll games, and he was like, I'm gonna play Overwatch with a controller, and he just fully expected to get stomped, but he ended up like dominating like everything, and he was just laughing the whole time, like, this is not at all what I expected.
Oh, I mean, we did that at the AFK Tavern in Everett when me and Cyberman and the old PBC went down there. He is a pretty exclusively PC keyboard and mouse gamer, and mostly he played Call of Duty and Battlefield. At the time we went there, him and his buddies were playing a lot of like PC Battlefield, right? But when we went to AFK Tavern, their 5v5 setup was just controllers and it was mostly Halo. And he jumped on and be like, I don't play this game, but whatever, I'm here to hang out. It was first to 50. We see him get up in the middle of the game and he goes, you can finish this out. I'm grabbing a drink. And we look at his stats and he has 30 kills, probably less than 5 deaths. And the other team by themselves wasn't even at 20 kills yet.
Nice.
And we're just like, what is that? He goes, this is all easy. If you could play Counter-Strike on PC, everything gets the volume turned down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Remember when you first got Overwatch and I was playing on your controller on your
Oh yeah, you did not like the buttons.
but I was destroying. I was getting play of the game on a controller, and I had never played Overwatch on a controller yet on a PlayStation. And I was just like obliterating everyone. And it was the weirdest like thing. It was like, because I'm not necessarily good with a controller. When I first was learning how to play anything on controller, I was literally digging my thumbs into the
The thumbsticks.
yeah, the thumbsticks. Like this is how I was playing Soul Calibur and how I was actually good at Soul Calibur. And there was grooves in my controllers.
Nice.
Very unfortunate.
So the fact that I was even like half decent, yet alone like destroying people on controller on PlayStation was just beyond me.
This is definitely more of a game that awards game sense and teamwork than execution. Once you get to, platinum, GM, and definitely top 500, you better believe you got mouse whip shots and all of the technical ability. But from many GM and X Pro players to like, so much of Overwatch is game sense, knowing where to be, location, and it really shows when you look at the game. When you look at the pro players, it's about how they move as a group, and then when you see one-on-ones, then it comes down to, all right, who can click those heads? But so much of the game, especially, these team games, if you have someone good on your team shot calling, the entire team looks good. Even though they're just clicking one button and one ability, it's about doing it at the right time. And I had a fun time. I kind of missed the crowds watching the game, but the production's looking great. So Zoe is back from maternity leave, and she's back on the desk. Everybody loves Zoe, our favorite Swiss yoked out tiny commentator. She's great. And that's all I got for Overwatch. Stay tuned. And sadly, I don't think the Gladiators did very well. But it's okay. The other team cheated.
Oh, and also the last 2 weeks was the international for Dota. I didn't see what the prize pool was because I haven't finished the finals yet.
Okay.
I only finished the first match. The first match was between Team Secret led by Puppy, who was on Navi. They were the first team to win the first one. They were kind of like the original like OG like rock stars of that game.
Oh, tight. Okay.
And he's the coach of Secret, and every year his teams have gotten better and better. He's always been the captain. He was the captain over at Navi too. So every year he's finished better. Like 4 years ago, he finished fourth, then third, then second
team?
last year. No, there's no NA. And NA Dota is all the bros just doing it for the lulz. Like everywhere else, they play it serious. But over here, it's just like, well, let me just troll with all these characters. So yeah, NA Dota is kind of like the joke of it all, but it's fine because it's a game.
Is it EU or is it China, Korea?
It's EU. The team that I had picked to win it all was PSG LGD. And they've always finished second the last like couple of years. And the only reason why they didn't win it was because OG was just like this unstoppable force. So and OG was always the team that beat them. So I was expecting them to win this year. Now that the OG that we knew, OG still made it, but it was a different roster. But it was
according to
OG,
Elizabeth. Oh, hey, and according to Aikachu, Mike no crackles. That's good to hear.
Nice.
But Elizabeth says best NA.
I appreciate your enthusiasm toward the NA side of Dota, but come on, we all know we just do it just for the lulz. So I don't know who won yet. No spoilers in the chat for who won TI-11, which is the one, but it was really good. Production values and all that stuff seemed to go up. They introduced a new character. She's one of 3 characters with a gun, and people were asking for another character with a gun, and she looks cool. And her name is Muerta, and she's like Day of the Dead type character. It looks pretty cool.
Sweet. I hope they probably don't look anything like Sombra.
Who's Sombra?
Overwatch.
Oh,
this is an Overwatch character that has a skin that's definitely Day de los Muertos kind of looking, but
I mean,
with a mohawk.
With a mohawk.
Yeah. I mean, but that's not an uncommon theme to be in a video game. So yeah. And I'm sure
and that's what today is anyways.
It is. And my last topic I'm super excited
It
about
is.
this because this got launched today, baby. It's one of the people. I think I throw it up on the podcast every time they make a video. It's Sugar
Yes, you
Plum
did.
Design Works, and so, like every time you hear people talking about, I don't like the look of this, I don't like the way this feels, they don't back it up with anything. And Sugar Plum Design Works has a history in animation, and the way they describe character design, story, and just character movement is so smart. And the last couple episodes, what they do, Muay Thai fighting, and they did, oh frick, I forget, drunken boxing. This one, they did a whole video on monster type characters in fighting games, and it was so well done, so well edited. It's a 10-minute video that really, really does explain the spectrum of it, and so smart. I highly advise everybody out there. Oh, it is a tongue-in-cheek discount. I hear you, Elizabeth. Very, very smart. And you can see in the chat that Elizabeth Funzelda was just pulling our chain.
Yeah, because she answered our joke about NA with a joke about NA. Like that pretty much sums it all up right there. So yeah,
best NA.
Yep.
My brain's just going, not applicable.
But yes, check out this video. Fantastic. Obviously, they talk about BlazBlue and Darkstalkers. They didn't talk about Guilty Gear that much, which is crazy to me. Like a third of the cast of Guilty Gear are monsters. But whatever.
Because Guilty Gear is perfect and has no flaws.
It doesn't. But that's the thing. That's the good thing about his videos. It's not just trash talking. A lot of the things he talks about is how good X, Y, and Z are. And he loves Guilty Gear. He loves Guilty Gear.
Well, maybe he's not counting the furry characters as monsters, because then Guilty Gear doesn't really have monsters.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Lizard Man?
From Soul Calibur? Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Lizard Man.
Literal monster.
But yeah, I see what you mean now.
That's my guy.
Yeah, Guilty Gear just has
cat ears.
Yeah, character with cat ears doesn't count, and
Kokonoe has 2 tails, right?
Whatever. Yeah, and yeah, look at that. Boom.
Faust, right?
They got Skullgirls. Yeah, Faust is like kind of a loose monster character. But yeah, now that you mention it, Guilty Gear doesn't really have a monster character. Not really.
Also, in a way, wouldn't Voldo be kind of a monster?
Tiger's BlazBlue.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's cool, but we're on to the next topic.
Same company.
Yeah, it is. Loudonbrad is done talking. We're moving on to Netflix acquires a gaming studio. What?
So surprise, surprise. Not only have they acquired Cozy Grove, this is their 6th in-house game studio. Did you know they had 6 total?
I did not.
Yes.
Also, hi, Hawtrikugirl 16. Happy Halloween.
Used to have more. They used to have more, and then so they used to have more. Their gaming flopped, and now they cut those, and now they're buying more because Netflix.
It's approaching its 1st anniversary of launching games in November. So November's Netflix 1st anniversary of game launch. So they've only been doing this for the last year.
No, Minecraft Story Mode. No, that stuff's been on here since 2017. They announced it back then. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this is weird to me because they've already announced all this, and like it kind of flew under the radar. Nobody noticed. There was a thing like less than 1% of people who had Netflix knew that Netflix had games, and they've had it since like 2017. So now they're like relaunching it like nobody knew what it was, and they already owned other studios and they sold them, and now they're back again. It's strange. I'm like,
that's the whole reason why I shared this. I was like, I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Nobody knew. There was a poll, and only 1% of people who had Netflix knew that they had games on it. So yeah,
I'm a 99%er.
Yep. And the only reason I knew is because Minecraft Story Mode was on it. My kids played it on there.
Wild.
Yep.
Oh, waiting for
back in like
Resident
2017.
Evil.
They played Minecraft.
Waiting for Resident Evil 7 to get put on Netflix. That'd be great.
It's mostly like your like choose your own adventure type games. I'm wondering what they're gonna do with these. So what's up? So what's up with these, Sage? Are these full on games?
I believe so. This one is well, it means a game studio, but Cozy Grove looks like it's a real game.
Seattle, US based company, huh? What do they make there? Let's see.
Spry Fox LLC.
Cozy Grove is a top. Not
Triple Down Alphador Bushido Bear.
Yeah, that's top down. It looks like a cute little like.
It's an action game by Sprybox. Yeah, there you go. They make all sorts of stuff.
It was announced last October that Spry Fox had partnered with Epic Games for what was billed as its most ambitious title to date. So an EGS exclusive. Woohoo!
Ooh. But through Netflix.
Well, yeah, this is for something else. Yeah.
Okay. I was like Netflix and Epic? Cozy Grove.
Well, this
you
is
just taking in the money?
Well, this is last year before they bought them. So whoa. I guess they'll still honor a deal.
Hey, is Savering's cutting out, or is that just me?
Oh, he is. I just didn't want to say anything because I assume it's my internet.
No, it's not your internet. It's Savering's cutting out.
How am I cutting out?
I love that we all have the crappy internet.
It might be that too. My internet's all over the place. Plus, I had a fan blowing on it, so that might have something to do with it. Is that any better?
That's
yes.
better.
Okay, I had a fan blowing. Okay.
I know. I could shoot Elizabeth. We're all on it. Look at that. So fast. Bam, bam.
Oh, your mic is the one that pops the entire time. So.
Yeah, it hasn't been today though, right?
It has been.
Yes.
That's I DM'd Ikachu, and then he starts speaking in the chat saying when the mic's going off.
Yeah. All good. Do you have a fan blowing on yours too?
No, I don't have a fan on. I'm a freaking cold boy. Is it too high?
Maybe just a little too high.
You need to go in there.
Like, do you have a lot of gain? Just like lower the gain a little, and you won't crackle at all.
I'm also pretty far away from it.
Oh no, that's so much better.
Also, you're not sitting next to a big 1,000-watt BTU heating computer that heats up your whole space. So I got a fan.
No, I'm next to a Mac laptop that gets sort of warm on the right top corner sometimes.
Nice. So, Sagebell, what's supposed to be coming out of this? Like, are they going to be like they got announcements coming soon? I saw that they said that they might be working on something, a non-violent MMO.
Yeah, that's really all that said. Is just a nice, non-violent MMO. Is really all it says. There's really nothing much in this.
So basically, they bought a Steam Early Access company. That's kind of what I'm getting here.
Yeah, it says earlier this month they're opening a new games development studio owned by former Overwatch executive producer Chaco Sonny.
Cool.
So Overwatch.
I was hoping to hear JK, but
hopefully they're not one of the ones that was crawling up under people's desks. I'm just saying.
I don't know the name, so
yeah, I do not know where Kaplan went to.
No,
Kaplan left before that happened.
Yeah, Kaplan's one of the good ones. Daddy Kaplan.
Well, when did the Overwatch stuff happen? Was that last year?
That was like some of it was. That's when Kaplan left, but it started popping off in like 2020.
Okay. Because Chaco left in last year on September 21st, almost a year ago.
Oh wow.
All I remember is I have a bone to pick with Kaplan when he was trying to get Sony and Microsoft to cancel crossplay for Overwatch, or trying to get them to ban keyboard and mice from it because it was unfair. It was so unfair, even though nobody was doing it. But wasn't there something crazy like the top 50% of players on the consoles were playing with keyboard and mouse or something? It was something weird like that. We talked about it on the show.
Just because consoles set up to you could be better?
Yeah, when you sign up for crossplay, they let you know, by the way, the keyboard and mouse and PC things like we are taking off your auto aim to level the playing field, and specifically the what's it called? The hit scan characters on PC will eat you up. Like it will be harder for you to play against them, and you have to press OK.
Okay.
You're like, don't care. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, it's not on the docket, but really quick and related to this. Did you see that the new Modern Warfare 2 that just came out on the Xbox and the PC versions? You can't turn off crossplay. So if you're on Xbox and PC, you're always playing with the PC or you're always playing with the Xbox players. And people are like, but on PlayStation you can, and it's because that crossplay barely exists on PlayStation, so they made sure you're able to turn that shit off. But on the PC and Xbox version, they're always playing together, and there's nothing you can do about it.
They're always touching tips.
Yep. So what do you guys think about the forced crossplay?
All right. Oh God, we have so many more topics. Let's keep this boat moving. We do. We're on to IKEA.
I briefly saw this, and that's why I threw it over, because I knew Saverings would definitely know more than me, but I'll let you know a little bit. So IKEA issued a cease and desist against an indie developer. He was making a furniture horror-based game where it's called The Store Is Closed.
Yes. Yes, this is all based off of SCP. I just looked it up. SCP-3008, and that is an SCP. It's called the Infinite IKEA, and basically what it is it's this IKEA with a giant dimensional pocket in it, and people in the IKEA wander off into it, and they can't find their way out of the store, and you end up in this entire infinite IKEA where there's like whole tribes of people that live in there, and at nighttime these like faceless employees come out and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, the store is closed." And if you don't get out of the store, they basically like rip you to pieces. So the guy made this is an SCP game built around the concept of you being lost in there.
Oh, what is SEP?
SCP is a metaverse, sort of like it's based off a wiki. There's a main wiki that everything kind of springs from. But the basic
I remember
concept,
you talking about this once before,
and I love it because it's like one of the few things that I've discovered that's like not like been Hollywoodized and like bastardized and tokenized and all that. It's just good shit. And but basically what it is, it stands for secure, contain, and protect, which is the unofficial logo, the unofficial motto of what's called the SCP Foundation. Think Fringe, think Men in Black, but they lock up all the crazy shit that's out there that would like take apart our society if people found out about it. Like SCP-008 is literally the zombie plague, and they have that contained. And there's all these other things. There's like SCP-343 is actually God, or like who they think is God, and who stays there voluntarily just to talk to the people that work there, and just stuff like that. So SCP-3000 is the Infinite IKEA, and it's actually an IKEA that actually exists in this universe where people get lost forever. Sometimes they come out, but yeah, it's this whole thing. So yeah, he made a game based on that, and because it's too much like an exact IKEA, the actual IKEA was like, knock it off.
Change your colors, fix some other shit.
Yeah, that's
10
what
days, right?
Ikachu read about it. Thank you for reporting. And it doesn't tell them to stop the game, but just like change the colors so players don't associate with the actual store.
Remove all in.
Who reported this? Was this Kotaku?
This was everybody. Sage posted it from GameIndustries.biz, but I saw it on some other places. I think The Verge had something on it too. All
right, heard. Well, cool. That's hilarious. Everybody go play this sweet game. But some reporting. Go ahead.
If you follow us and you want to talk some SCP, hit us up on the Twitters.
There we go. That's salt_tier pod. But moving on, because we got local news. We are we're mostly reading from the report from Kotaku.com, but our local news, Nintendo's like fan sites, like so many other sites are talking about this. And go ahead, Saverings, run at it.
Well, I only know bits and pieces of this. The first time that something happened over there, I believe you spoke on it, and PinkGorilla, which is a local import gaming shop. They're still kind of a local institution. They're located down in, there's more than one, but the main one is down in International District over by Wazumaya, which is like the Asian food store. And if you haven't been in there, do yourself a favor and go in there. Especially the bookstore. The bookstore is amazing in there.
Oh man, that bookstore is great.
I love it. But basically, the first time this happened was a couple years ago, and somebody smashed the windows and did a smash and grab down there. It's not in the best area, traditionally, especially nowadays. And smashed the window and stole some stuff. Well, I guess this time they got robbed at gunpoint, for some stuff. It's not that deep, you guys. It's just Super Nintendo games. Like, everybody relax.
Their U District store got robbed either earlier this year or last year as well.
Crazy. So I guess it says right here, months after a $14,000 burglary. Well, he did a little investigative reporting. Well, I should say Loud and Brown did a little investigative reporting. And it looks like this is the total of what they've been, like their losses in all these series of break-ins, including the damage to the building and the original break-in. So
yeah,
sucks.
That's rough.
Yeah.
14 grand is a lot. That's
one of the break-ins, somebody I think took their actual computers.
Oh, that sucks.
That's a damn shame.
It's like, at least you take stuff from the store, the insurance may or may not be able to help, but don't take the individual employee's stuff. Like that's.
I mean, you're already being a dickhead. So like, where's the line at that point?
Yeah. I mean, go rob a bank. That's what I always tell people. Rob a bank.
You'll get more money.
You get more money. They're federally insured. All the big banks have too much money and screw them anyway. That's why I hate when, they bring up a new superhero and they have them stop a bank robbery. I'm like, there's other stuff going on.
I know, but it's always like
Morgan Chase doesn't need you.
But here's the thing, though. In all fairness, in comic books, when there's a bank robbery, it's always like some shootout with some super lasers and shit. Like you can't really ignore that. It's like hovering tanks and whatnot coming out of there. The Joker's coming out of it in a school bus. Like so, they kind of have to show up.
In my head, I'm thinking about the absolutely professional like Point Break bank robbery,
or like
not
Heat
a
or
single
some shit.
Yeah, the civilians weren't hurt. They went only for the registers. Didn't even go for the vault. In and out. And they thank you at the end of it. Thank you for your cooperation. I am not a crook.
Or you're like super smooth like George Clooney with it, and you pretend like you have a gun and you still get all the stuff.
There you go. But this is unfortunate, everybody. I believe PinkGorilla has an online store if you want to send some love over there. With all the news being talked about them, I can only imagine that they are getting a little bit of help. But, if you've been putting off, buying something recently, I don't know, maybe order something. They have fun stuff. For sure. If you're going to order it anyway, might as well take a look at their website. Tell them that we sent you. Maybe we'll get some sponsorships. Yay. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, some Goodwill sponsorships. Help them get back on their feet. So good luck to them. I've shopped in there quite a few times. It was a while ago, but I have shopped in there quite a few times.
I dip in every now and then. I got an extra. When we were getting really into Smash Brothers Project M, I went there and got some extra controllers. Oh, look at all those Bayonettas. But yeah, I'm on the thing right now. 3 available tonight at 9 p.m. Oh, the new Bayonetta. Oh. That's a touchy subject. And they have, they've posted recently. Got it. Restock of boss fight books, including some new titles, now available. That's pretty great. Baldur's Gate 2, ZZT, Chrono Trigger. That's so great. Scope out their Instagram. It's pretty up to date. And that's all I was
thinking about that SCP game. Yeah, they'll change the thing, and then somebody would just release a mod that puts all the colors back. That's exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, no harm done. No harm done on that IKEA thing.
Yes. Okay. And moving on, Valve.
Oh, yes. I saw this today and figured, what the heck? It'd be kind of fun to take a look at this. I looked at it briefly, but I figured we look at it here on the show. So today, Valve released a pretty cool little neat little list. This is the top most played games on the Steam Deck for this month. So you got your Vampire Survivors, which is taking Steam by storm. There's a shit ton of people playing that game.
I mean, it's spooky season.
Mm-hmm. It was already popular before, but I'm sure it's boosted up now. And there was a Halloween sale, so it was probably for sale in that too. You got Persona 5 Royale, which just came out. That just came out on Thursday, and it's already the number 2 most played game on a Steam Deck.
How many people have a Steam Deck?
It's selling pretty well. I'd say they're well over the millions. I mean, they're probably at about 1 million, about 1.25 somewhere, if I had to guess. And the turnaround time on them is a week now. So If you go to Steam, instead of reserving, it just says buy now, and you'll have it in a week. And they also started selling them over in Asia as well. So they're trying to pick up steam, if you don't mind me saying so. But you got look at these two, number 2 and number 3, Persona 5 Royale and Uncharted. Those are both PlayStation games, like a month ago. Those are both PlayStation games. That's kind of crazy. Gotham Knights. I just pulled up a little video on that real quick because that game is getting all sorts of dunked on. And we were talking about Pink Godzilla. The last time I used to shop in there was when I worked for WB Games, and I took the bus and I used to get out at that like ratty little tunnel down there. And Pink Godzilla is right outside that tunnel, so I used to go in there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is made Gotham Knights, made by WB Games, is just getting dunked on because, as you remember, I think we talked about it on the show when it happened, how the developers were happy because they got to drop support for the Xbone and for the PS4, and they got to focus on next generation. So we'll get to the Gotham Knights. Potionomics, that looks like a cool game. I think I have that. Coral Island.
Yeah, that game's very simple. It's a very easy game. Not simple, but like not a murderous game.
Yes. Basically, the idea of it is think like a Harvest Moon, but you run a potion shop.
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines. Or like a Tales game, but you run a potion shop. Coral Island, I hadn't heard of that. Mountain Blade 2 just came out. Victoria 3, that was wow, Victoria 3 runs on that thing. Amazing. Victoria 3 is a very popular like huge grand strategy game that's even too granular for someone like me that plays Stellaris and reads all that little text all day. Triangle Strategy, also that was formerly a Switch exclusive like a month ago. And Signalis, I'm not quite sure what that is.
And it looks like Hawtrikugirl 16 is just waiting for the PS4 exclusives when they get
to come to PC. For he wants Bloodborne and Until Dawn.
And actually, Hawtrikugirl, Bloodborne was trending again today on Twitter. People asking for it to come to PC. So that's about the 10th time that's happened. So it's only a matter of time. They're gonna put I think they said 15 PlayStation games on the PC by 2025. So odds are good. My list is Bloodborne, Demon's Souls, and Dragon's Crown. Those are the 3 games I want. Dragon's Crown is also an Atlas game. It's kind of a sexy side scroller beat 'em up game, kind of like Castle Crashers, but sexy.
I love Castle Crashers.
Yeah, so think like a sexy gothic heavy metal. You know, heavy metal like the magazine. It's kind of drawn like that, like the covers.
Sure.
So it's like Golden Axe. So yeah, I just thought that was cool. It's cool to see all these games, and they all run very well on the Steam Deck.
To all the Cyberman's gonna love that too. All you Steam Deck lovers. But
yes,
moving on to not
us.
Uncle Zuck, I guess. I don't know, nephew Zuck. He's such a little weasel. I can't talk about Zuckerberg's Meta plunges $700 million.
Yeah, this is just us just kicking them when they're down. Full disclosure, I used to work over there. It wasn't for Facebook proper. It was for Oculus. And Oculus was kind of like their little pet project over there. They were the ones that were doing the VR. And I got out of there when we were watching the town hall meeting and they announced the Oculus Quest, and none of us at Oculus VR even knew what that was. So when you work someplace and there's a brand new rollout of something that you weren't even aware of and you're supposed to be working on that thing, that's probably when you need to start freshening up your LinkedIn. So they lost a bunch of money. A lot of it tumbled down on the over-evaluation of the metaverse. If only someone had said that. If only someone had said that. So they took a L on that, and rightfully so. And that's all I really had on it. Just kick them while they're down for that dumb shit. Anyone else got anything to contribute to kicking Papa Zuck when he's down?
No,
but don't worry.
Maybe they should invest in Facebook gaming again.
Yeah, but don't worry about it though. He's Lizard Man, so he'll heal pretty quickly from that.
Yeah. We can move on. We don't need to talk about that dumb.
Yes.
So 30 FPS console games. This is actually the one topic that I didn't know nothing about.
Yes.
And it looks like Eurogamer.net is reporting this. Kick it off.
Yes. Eurogamer.net is actually the website home for Digital Foundry, for those familiar with them. And they're the ones that do the deep dives on console and PC performance and stuff like that. So recently it kind of came to light that some developers, those same dumbass developers that were like, we want to drop the Series S because it's a bottleneck, but we still make games on the Switch, but those are fine. Those same types of developers were like, we want to have our 30 FPS games on a PS5, which is really like a $2,000 PC. Who the fuck would buy a $2,000 PC to play your games at 30 FPS? But I digress. Derek, you have like a $300 PC and you play everything at 60. I don't know why your PS5 wouldn't. But anyway, so they kind of went back to, do you guys remember that Matrix demo that they had last year that everybody lost their shit over? Do you guys remember that? No. See, okay. Okay. Yep, exactly. So and everybody was oohing and ahhing over those graphics, although the gameplay demo for it was at 30 FPS and the cutscenes were at a very cinematic 24 FPS. So developers are kind of coming out and saying, like, we want our games to look the best and performance be damned, because that worked so well the last generation. And they learned nothing. So I don't know. This is just like, keep your eyes peeled for this, because this is like, we should not be having this conversation.
I know. I mean, that's one of the first things I did when I started playing Overwatch on my PC is like, cool, visuals all the way down. Make sure, you know, when I move my sticks, I see the character move. It doesn't. I also have a 1080 TV. Like, it doesn't need to be higher than that.
Yeah. And you're running what, a 970?
Yeah. So
a 970 by itself is a PlayStation 4 Pro, just by itself. Not even the rest of the PlayStation, just your graphics card.
So I understand this move. I think it's I kind of get it.
I fully get it. I know where it comes from. It's some devs wanting to smell their own.
That was so long ago.
It's the devs wanting to smell their own farts and be like, look how pretty our game is. Look at this. Look what we did, because we're amazing. Oh, don't you love our game? Even though it runs better on a potato PC. It runs better on a Steam Deck.
So
that's why
the consoles are staying 30 FPS.
Some games. And just last week, we had 2 major games come out that were 30 FPS. We had the sequel to A Plague's Tale.
Oh, yeah, that game's great.
Which runs at 60 FPS on the average gaming PC on Steam with a 1060 on it. It runs 60. But for some reason, on a Series X and a PlayStation 5, it runs at 30.
So
and also,
odd.
Yes, it's very. And also, we had the aforementioned Arkham Knight. And this video is simply called, These Games Are 7 Years Apart. So here we have Arkham Knight. Now here we have and here's Arkham Knight from 7 years ago. And keep in mind, this game was broken when it came out, more or less. So this is from 7 years ago. This is from 2022.
I mean, the detailing's better. Like, her fabric looks soft.
Look at Batman's cape. Tell me which one looks better.
He looks wet and covered in latex.
And look at all the little folds and stuff in it. And look how he gets in his vehicle.
She's wearing yellow. There's less folds in the yellow.
No, look at the fabric. Look at the physics on the air when it's going.
You better listen to Russ. He's a film director.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I only test games for a living. So look at that. That's like some cyberpunk shit right there.
I don't think that's a frame rate problem, though. I think that's just a
that's
development problem in general.
Yes.
Like,
thank you, Sage Bell.
You're not using enough vertices to make your cape go.
There you go, Sage Bell. Thank you. And thank you for pointing that out. And then this time they weren't handicapped by making the game fit onto an older console. They were focusing just on the new consoles. And look at this game, which was the primary launch platforms for these was the Xbox One and the PS4. And look how this looks compared to the PS5 being the target. Look at that. Pathetic.
Kind of reminds me of the Spider-Man for the PS4.
Yes, for the PS4. And this is the PlayStation 5 game. And Spider-Man looks better than this.
Well, it doesn't. Okay, I'm also going to say her character color scheme does not help her situation. So it makes her look even less detailed because of the way Batgirl's just outfit is.
That is true. I would like to see less variables. I would like a Batman versus Batman.
Yeah.
Are you not seeing the rain? Are you not seeing like the draw distance? Are you not seeing the detail in those buildings far away? Forget the suit. Don't even look at the characters. Look at the water.
That's fair. Is it raining in her scene? Is it supposed to be raining in her scene?
Look at the swinging dynamics. Look at the swinging dynamics.
There are too many variables in these.
No, look at the swinging dynamics.
All right, you're right. You're right.
Are you blind? Like, look at this. Look how he's swinging and how he animates.
I
how
can't
he swings
argue
off
with
of
you. You're
things.
very, very good at
He
Stop
flies like
acting
a
like you
bat.
don't
You
see
win.
it. Just to be
You win.
contradictory. Look at it. There's like
Yeah.
20% more frames of animation in this.
Yeah, we're also watching it on a YouTube video. I'm watching it on the laptop.
That does
Like
not
I said,
matter at all.
there's a lot of variables going on here.
Look at the water.
I'm just
Is that a difference?
saying.
Is it
that
supposed to be raining in her scene? Is it
Look
raining?
at the
Oh, it is
water.
raining. Okay, yeah, she doesn't look wet. She's not wearing latex.
Yeah. Look at the water. Is that YouTube doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, there is
Yeah.
a difference for sure.
There's a huge difference. So yes, that's what's going on. That's what's going on with these devs these days. What we got? Oh, there's no link for this one, so we could just talk about this one.
Oh,
I'll look it up.
Oh, I mean, there
right.
was a suggested one in the videos. I saw it suggested.
Oh, was there? Let me see. Oh yeah,
Um,
that's young. Yeah, though he's just gonna be.
yeah, I
talking.
don't know. I didn't put an article link in here because I'm not sure which direction things are going. I just have the general topic. Netflix is replacing Henry Cavill with Liam Hemsworth for Geralt. Like, why?
A few reasons.
But which ones are the correct reasons? Like, we're
All of-
hearing all these reasons.
All of them. Which ones are you hearing?
That he's going to be Superman again. It's taking up too much time,
And he's actually
that
getting paid for it.
he's not okay with the fact that they're stepping away from the source material.
Yes, that's also part of it.
And I don't see why Hemsworth should also be Geralt. I think he should be a different character that's also a Witcher.
I agree.
Because like, you can't just replace the actor. You should just kind of.
It has been done, but I understand. Yes, I don't believe they should replace the actor, but they're gonna do what they want to do.
Yes, this is also Netflix, by the way. So we'll see what's going on with that. But you're right, Sage Bell. They should have made him another Witcher. Leave the door open for Henry Cavill, so we can like do like a crossover episode, or like they meet each other briefly. And do
Especially if you're going if you're going against source material, why wouldn't you?
And that was the other. And this part allegedly was another reason why he was leaving. It came out pretty recently that the writers of the original Witcher, not only never read any of the books or played any of the games, but they weren't fans of the source material and openly mocked it. And they're the ones
supposedly
that wrote it.
We don't know if this is fact.
This is 2022. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, allegedly. But it's not shocking compared to like how you've seen other writers and handlers of IP act the last few years. So I'm not saying it happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
But
I hope
so many Witchers.
I know. I hope they get smart. I mean, this has to be all pre-production, right? Like, I hope I hope a Sonic the Hedgehog happens and we catch it early enough that they're able to fix this. And yeah, do a different character. Do a Roxas from Kingdom Hearts 2. Do do a character that's similar, but like the whole point. What's the Devil May Cry 4 character?
Oh yeah, Dante's the original one, and who's the other one? The one that replaced him in
the
that
like
one.
Spiky haired, like God hand idiot.
Yeah.
But that was fun because it gave you a different power set, and then it still let you interact with Dante.
Nero, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't think Nero had spiky hair though. That's why.
Yes, Hawtrikugirl, chesty females in Dragon's Crown, and big buff dudes too.
Yeah. But my only tag to that is I went and saw Black Adam, and yes, the end credits scene surprised me a little bit because I don't read comic book news about stuff that I'm about to watch, so that caught me off guard, and it is directly involved with Henry Cavill.
Can I just say, I'm really looking forward to his movie because I'm talking about the next Superman movie, because I always felt that Henry Cavill was perfect as Superman. It was just wasted in those dark as hell Snyder movies. And I always refer to Man of Steel as being a great action movie, which it was, a pretty good sci-fi movie, but it was a shit Superman movie.
So many people are saying that
had like a really good Superman in it.
And didn't they just announce that James Gunn is going to be their Kevin Feige?
Yes. So a James Gunn led Superman movie with Henry Cavill. Yes, please. I would love to see that.
James Gunn led DECU. Yes,
but Superman's going to be like their flagship big first one that they're going to do. So I would love to see like a Guardians kind of themed or something in the vein of that, but like with Superman. That'd be awesome.
What I think is actually kind of like my funny thought process of all of this is they're like, all right, The Witcher's bringing in too many weird fans. We need to get those Stepford Housewives back. We need to get them back. Let's make them Superman again. We need that fan base back because we got the weird cosplayers all up on this shit, and we need to chill it out.
And also, I promise you, he's gonna make more from one Superman movie than he would have done, and he would have made making 10 seasons of The Witcher. So that's another thing too.
Yeah, but the fan base is more loyal.
Oh, and he is also a Netflix darling because he's not just doing The Witcher, he's also doing Enola Holmes.
Cool.
Oh, yes, that's a great.
It might be one of those situations where he's signed on to do several shows.
Yeah, he's like signed to a studio type thing. But I like Liam Hemsworth. I like all of Hemsworth's boys. I like them, so I'm sure it'll be fine one way or the other.
And we're not knocking the Hemsworth. We're just saying they're making a bad decision by saying he's also going to be Geralt. Just make him a different Witcher.
There's still time. There's still time for that.
All right, and that's oh my god, that's our show. But look, pop up
free ads.
Subscribe to IGN Plus.
So Maniacs, that's been our talk. A little bit of comic books, a lot of bit of video games, some buyouts, some studio talk. And we had a blast. And now I'm going to go out and show my costume off. But closing statements, I know we were just talking about comic book movies and Geralt and blah, blah, blah. Is there anything on the horizon of a video game show or movie that you're excited about? I know I'm springing this out of nowhere, but this is the closing statement because, yes, I want a different Witcher Liam Hemsworth. I think that'd be fun. I am sad that I got so lucky with my Marvel properties. My two favorite heroes got their own shows, Hawkeye and She-Hulk. And so I don't need anything else. So now I want to fill in the other part of my heart for video games because that Resident Evil show was rough stuff. That was
and the Cowboy Bebop show.
I'll take the Cowboy Bebop show over the Resident Evil show. I'm not saying it was great, but I watched all of the Cowboy Bebop show. I stopped I couldn't even finish Resident Evil. I couldn't do it.
Has Last of Us come out?
No. They have done screenshots and people are freaking out.
That'll be on HBO Max.
Accurate it looks. They're doing side by side compare like screenshots. So I'm excited for that because the world loves Pedro Pascal.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not excited for Mario. I probably will watch it.
I'm definitely excited for Mario.
If I'm going to be excited on anything.
How are you not excited for Mario? That shit looks amazing. Have you seen the poster for it?
Yeah.
Because I don't like Chris.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be great. Is it going to change the way I think about movies?
I don't like Mario's voice actor.
Am I going to...
Then watch the French version because that one actually sounds more like Mario.
But as far as anything, I hope this builds up some steam and we get... I mean, it's one of my favorite pastimes. I just want a good Street Fighter movie. I think it can happen.
It's possible.
We've had YouTube series. We've had collaboration with YouTuber choreography studios that did short films.
Yes. Those are usually better than what Hollywood does.
Exactly. And so Capcom is aware, and I didn't watch it, but apparently Monster Hunter did not suck.
I heard that too. I heard it was it was different, but it was still good.
Mortal Kombat movie.
The new Mortal Kombat was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
So come on, Street Fighter. What they need to do is not focus on 8 characters and just hone in on what's important. Like, I think they can do it. That was my closing statement. I am Loud and Brown on Instagram and Twitter. I am Lucky Bandit on the mic. And it's so funny. I don't have my Gross Stuff with the PH, but I am Gross Stuff with the PH, Steam and PlayStation. Moving on in reverse order to the grown-ass man right here. Video game, movie, or TV show that you're excited about?
The only one I really know about that's coming out is Mario. And yes, I'm looking forward to it because it looks great. And there's still time, and there's still plenty of time for them to go back and tweak stuff. like they did with Sonic. It's not out
Oh,
till like
sure.
next spring or something. So they
Oh,
got
yeah,
time.
it already looks great.
Yeah,
That-
Jack Black as Bowser sounded great. It looks pretty
Charlie
much picture
Day
perfect.
sounded great.
Yeah, Toad sounds on point. They got Toad right, so I'm happy with that. And that's really all I know about. There's a few comic book movies I'm still looking forward to, but basically, as far as video games go, it's just the Mario one, and that's all I really know of. Find me on Daddy Elon's Twitter at V-Gaming and Midlife Comics. Also on Mama Susan's YouTube under the same thing, and on Daddy Bezos's Twitch. I am Thanks Betwixt, even though I don't really do anything with that channel. Hit us up on there if you would like to talk about SCPs, because that is also gaming related, because there's a billion SCP games floating around on Steam. There's actually a pretty good one that just came out, and I started playing. It's actually kind of a bigger budgeted one. That's really good so far. It's called SCP Classified Files.
Bye, Ikachu. Thank you.
Later. And that's about it. Other than that, I'll just be chilling, and I'll kick it off to the sagiest of bells over there.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to Last of Us, and I am extremely apprehensive over Borderlands. But I did find at the very beginning of this this video clip a brief view of what the live action looks like, and it's none of the characters they've announced. It's I shared it in our private chat. If you could grab it real quick, just to show the brief little snippet. It's just like the first like 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds.
Yes, give us one moment here.
How is Michelle Rodriguez not in any of these?
Better than I was expecting, and
ooh,
just look at this. What? That looks so great.
That does look good.
That
It's
looks
Maya
so
too.
good. Yeah, it's Maya.
Maya's my favorite.
Oh man.
Oh,
wait, is this the official like little sampler thing?
I think so, because it's the I finally found something, and then there's nothing left. That's it. That's all you get.
That looks pretty good.
So
look at Roland. Why is Roland the shortest one? He's like the biggest one.
Fucking hate him.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh yeah, she's
Jamie Lee
Tannis.
Curtis is Tannis.
She's Tannis.
That's perfect.
Dude, look at all the silhouettes.
So that's all they've given us. But
is Jack in this?
Great.
I don't know.
You have to put Jack in this.
He might. I think he is. I think Handsome Jack is in it.
Because for those that don't know, Handsome Jack is one of the best villains ever in anything ever. Period. Ever.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for all of it, and keep us up to date on this. Thanks for that last video, Sage Bell.
Who was Claptrap again? Was it Jack Black too?
Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black.
Perfect.
Jack Black, the movie. Maniacs. I want to thank you for being here. Drink water tonight. Don't eat too much candy. Watch out for the candy corn pizzas. They're not good for you. And drink Voodoo Ranger. #live dangerously. Want to thank our not currently here, but be back soon super producer taking the double deucer. That's
playing Fortnite on his PS5.
Yeah, that's freaking guy. And eventually we're going to get a cameo from Cyberman. I've been promised. I saw some of a bitch in person. That's going to happen, but we might wait. Maybe we'll do an on-scene Street Fighter 6 hacked beta playthrough. Nice. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Big thanks to Hawtrikugirl, Ikachu, Elizabeth Funzelda, like all just making the chat happen. Azarious Spades, leaving open the chat, giving us some eyeballs. All of that helps. All of those little things do help. And I want to thank our little community. This is only going to grow. We're only going to get this more dialed in. And we'll see you next week. I got nothing to disrupt me from next week. So
bye.
That's all we have. Punch Nazis, smoke trees. Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna hit end broadcast, and it's gonna take like 45 seconds. So get the vamping.
45 seconds.